now I have rough cut out my motifs and fused them to the wool. The rough side down, the smooth side up. And I've situated the wool, as you can see, as tightly as I can because I can save this chunk for a future project. So now all these motifs are ready to cut out. Here I have little scraps from other projects of leftover wool, and they're not big, they're little chunks, and that's what I'm trying to save in any project I do. The reason for that is wool's on the spendy side. I love it. I want to use as much as I can, and then I can, at a future date, do a project like this one, which is Buttermilk Basin's free 2016 free block of the month, all out of that bucket of scraps. I don't have to buy wool for this project. I can dig through those bags and actually make it with the wool I have. So now I have all of my motifs cut out for my mat, and I was able to salvage a little bit of wool, these little scraps, and I'm going to stick them in my baggie there to save for another project someday. And now I'm going to bring that photograph of the pattern, what it looks like, so that I can figure out where to place everything. So the first thing you're going to want to do, since I have fused these pieces on both sides of the wool, or rather I've put the iron on both sides to get that soft fuse to really stick to that wool, it is now time to peel this off. So I will take the largest piece first, and I'm just going to peel that fusible off, and then I'm going to place it. But I'm not going to iron it down, I'm just going to start placing those. So here our motif is ready, nothing's going to come off. And then once I am done with all of the embellishing stitches, then what I will do is cut out the background, and I will put the SF101 on the back of this piece just like we did on this one. And on the back of this one I will cut out an oval of the soft fuse and fuse it to the top of that black oval, so that then it'll have a lot of body and it'll be absolutely adorable. So Bonnie in Santa Barbara, I expect to see your mat done. See you next time. Hi everyone, so I'm giving a little bit of an update on the fusible that I use on my wool, especially for those students who are coming to the Quilters Affair. The Stitching Post has been unable to get the soft fuse, which is the way of the world when it comes to paper-backed fusible. It just happens sometimes. I used to be in love with Steam-A-Seam 2, then they stopped making it. And then they came out with the new Steam-A-Seam 2 Lite, and there were issues with that. And so trying to find that product that you want to use is sometimes a challenge. But Annette at the Stitching Post came up with an option for us, and that is Pellon's product, Wonder Under. Now, I've never used it, so she gave me a chunk, and I proceeded to want to check it out because I don't want you guys to have an issue with it without me knowing ahead of time. And I prepped a project. I prepped another one of Stacy's little mini mats because they're quick and fun. And I used the Pellon Wonder Under. It worked fine. The only difference between it and the soft fuse was that it took a little bit more concentration to get the paper back off, but I don't have long fingernails, so that might have been the issue. Other than that, I did exactly the same thing as with my soft fuse. I fused the pieces on, and on this Wonder Under, it also has a rough side and a smooth side. And I steamed my motifs onto it, cut them out, and then steamed them onto my mat, both the front and the back. It needled great. This mat, last night, I got most of the motifs sewn down, and I had no problem needling through all these layers of wool and fusible and the Pellon SF101. The other thing I wanted to point out was the great thing about this SF101, especially if you're an embroiderer and you're like me, you want to have a lot to do and you want to get it done, is by putting this on the back of your cotton that you're embroidering with, you can cross over. You don't have to tie a knot and try to hide all those knots because it's not going to show through the front. That's our little secret. But other than that, the mat worked great with the Pellon Wonder Under. So if you are in Sisters and are stressed about trying to find that soft fuse, don't worry. Annette has hooked you up with the Pellon Wonder Under. Okay, see you soon.